Hi everyone, Peter Lissiaga here. Hope you guys are doing great today. Very quickly, I wanted to share with you a study, an experiment that I'm on right now, and it has to do with just me looking at my life and helping myself understand how I can take my life and bring it to a level that's the best that it can be. And so there are a couple of questions that I'm asking myself, and I had a friend of mine help me put this together, and he put all this together. It just blew my mind. I told him what I wanted to do, and we spoke about this, and then he put this together. We're calling it a blueprint for optimal living. And over the next several weeks, I'll be coming back here and sharing what I'm learning with you. And if you want to join me on this, let me know, and I'll go ahead and give you a link to access my research and what I'm finding out and see if it resonates with you. But the question simply is this, what do you need to do to have a life that's at its best? Okay, optimal. So optimal living. This is why we're calling a blueprint for optimal living. There's a couple of things that I'll be asking myself. It always starts with the question. I was told many years ago that the quality of your life is based on the quality of your questions. The questions. Do the questions lead you to enlightenment, or do they lead you to darkness, okay, destruction or annihilation? Okay, so I want my questions to lead me to enlightenment, to excitement, to my best life, to level up my life, regardless of my age. Doesn't matter. As I get older, my thinking is this: at 60 years old, is that I want my life to get better and better and better, to expand. And as I come closer to the end of my physical life, because I believe, even though my physical life may come to an end, based on my core beliefs, I believe my spiritual life will continue beyond my physical. That's my belief. Okay, so how do I continue to go in a direction that I expand my life as I get older, with the expectation that when I leave this world in the physical, then I go into a spiritual world that is greater. And so anyway, a couple of questions that I ask myself are here. So the question is, what is my life like? What are my struggles? What are my choices? What choices can I make? Like, for example, let me expand this very quickly right over here for life. Question my life, and this I go to these questions here right over here. And this is pretty cool. How have I lived my life so far, right? Do I feel proud of it, or do I have regrets? Very important question that I want to reflect on. And then, with my life, what have I discovered about myself, about others, and about life? Powerful questions that I put into my journal. I'll be doing that. Okay. And then another question is, how have I changed over the years? Reflect, how have I changed? How have I grown? I remember growing up in the streets to where I am now. Okay. What have I learned? How I grown? How have I changed? How have I improved my mind and my heart, my body? Because now at 60, I remember when I was 20, my physical body, to when I was 40, or at 53, when I felt like I was at the peak of my physical training, and then 1 year later that dropped off, and then my arthritis started kicking in. Now at 60 years old, my hips have deteriorated to the point where I can't really use my hips, and I just mitigate the pain and making good use of them where they are, not like I was at 53. So how have I changed? How has my life changed over the years? Where have I excelled? And I've seen I'm excelling in my mental, my intelligence, my understanding, my wisdom, reflecting back, which is what brings me to this question, right? Again, how have I handled adversity in the past, and how do I handle it now? And then, of course, one of the most important questions that I ask myself, what am I most grateful for? Which I find the most empowering question for me every day and every minute of my day when I ask that question, especially when I feel myself going through a moment of adversity. And then another question is, what could I have spent more or less time doing? powerful question for me because I am acutely aware of time and the value of time, so much more than the value of resources and money, but time and who I spend that time with. What could I have spent more or less time doing? Okay, or whether it's by myself, reflective by myself, or with key people in my life, like my wife, my children, my friends, people that I believe bring value to my life, as opposed to people that don't bring value to my life. And then, am I living the life I've always envisioned? And then why or why not? So these are just some key questions that I'll be going over. If you want to join me on this, message me. Let me know you want to come in on this conversation. Maybe, share with me. I'd love to get together with some of you guys live, at least in a recording, and maybe not live, but on a recording, and discuss some of these questions. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So anyway, message me. And let's talk about a blueprint for optimal living, and look at some of the questions that I've put together here. And thank you to my buddy Alex for doing this for me. I appreciate that. Some key questions here. You can see some of the questions that we're asking about your goals, your time, your future, your growth, your commitments, your relationships, your peers, your actions, your motivations. You can see over here your struggles, your choices, your values, and beliefs, emotions, behavior, habits, health, standards, expectations, and fears. Anyway, join me on this incredible journey that I'm going to go on over the next several weeks, probably a couple of months. Let me know if you want in on this, and I'll be sharing. If you want just to come in on where I'm sharing this, let me know you want to just come on in and hear what I've got to say. Anyway, that's enough for now, and let me go. Talk to you guys next time. Again, if you want to find out more about this, message me. Take care.